Hey, what's up, guys? So, Kaizer Chiefs are making the headlines today. It's their 10. It was Pirates yesterday, and then before it was Chiefs, and now it's like it's a competition that's going. The worst kept secret is out. Kaizer Chiefs have announced the signings of former Orlando Pirates players, the fullbacks, in Thabiso and as well as Paseko Mako, officially announced. Yeah, we always knew it was coming. The reports had already told us a long time ago, and then pictures emerged of them being at Naturena, and then suddenly it's announcement. So it's not necessarily a surprise, really. From Kaizer Chiefs' standpoint, I understand it in the sense of they are free, number one. Number two, they come from Orlando Pirates, and let's not beat around the bush. Orlando Pirates are performing far better than what Kaizer Chiefs at this current moment are in terms of the levels of where the football clubs are at this point, in terms of performance. And then number three, when these players are playing at their peak, they can definitely put out a performance. They definitely can put out a performance. I'll tell you what, Paseko Mako, I'm very confident about him. Very, very confident. I'm confident because every time he was called upon at Orlando Pirates, he did a job. He might have not been starting all the games. In fact, I think he was a regular before he had that injury with Richard Ofori. But every time he was called upon by Jose Rivera and Orlando Pirates, he did a job. He definitely did a job. So I'm confident about him. I'm confident about the fact that the character they will bring. Yes, we know that he threw that Kaizer Chiefs thing that happened, regalia. I'm sure he'll apologize for that. But I'm confident about him. With Thabiso Monyane, on the other hand, injuries have hampered him. I mean, he was playing for Bafana youth levels back in the day, and the only worry I have with him is the fact that it never felt like he was going to be the starting fullback at Orlando Pirates. It always felt as though like Thabiso had eventually come in, and then eventually Dino van Rooyen had come in, and then he fell down the pecking order. And even in the 6 years I think he was at Orlando Pirates, he averaged about 14 to 15 games a season, and that's in all competitions. So that never always felt like he was going to be the starting fullback for Orlando Pirates. But when you've seen him play at his best, he definitely can provide a performance as well. And also the fact that it's a new environment. And I think when I say new environment, I'm happy because he's also 25. So for him to find those peak levels again, there's time to find that. He can definitely still find that. I don't think he starts ahead of Reef Rosler, but I do think he will definitely give Solomons a go. He definitely will give him a go. That's for sure. But to end it off with this, and this is a message to Paseko Mako and as well as Thabiso Monyane, is that you guys come from an environment that was winning. Winning cups, right? You come from an environment that was competing. You come from an environment that was competing in Africa too. You come from an environment that when you watch Bucks camps, one thing I liked was some of the arguments you saw. Some of the fact that like they were both, I mean, the Orlando Pirates dressing room was always trying to push for a good performance. You heard Amanda Ngazi talking about, no, we have to give the fans what they're worth and what they paid for. You saw the fight between, I think, Thabiso and as well as Maswangani. You loved that. I love the fact that there's the one that's going around now where Jose Vero says to Saleng, are you okay? And he says, no. And he says, okay, cool, get. Let's bring in Nkota, and all that stuff. Like, I like that. And what I'm trying to say to you fellas is, can you please bring that to Naturena? Because it kind of feels like everything is comfortable at Naturena. It kind of feels like everything is good and dandy at Naturena. I need a little bit of spice. I need a little bit of accountability. I need players to hold each other accountable, man. Like, I do need that little bit of like it can't be that comfortable. And sometimes to win, you have to always, like, there has to be those bickerings that do happen. I have bickerings with my siblings too, and I love them. I really do. But we're chasing excellence. That's what we got to do. We got to chase excellence. So I'm hoping that you guys bring that into that dressing room, because that culture of Kaizer Chiefs, that's the one thing I'm desperate for it to change, is that dressing room needs to change. It needs that culture needs a lift. It needs a zazz. It needs, everything is way too comfortable. Good luck at Kaizer Chiefs, and I can't wait to see you guys in the black and gold. And yeah, subscribe, like, repost. I appreciate everybody's support.